Right in front of the no trespassing.
Yeah, right. People do it all the time. They look at it and walk straight through.
Yeah.
You know, I get it. People are super interested by this stuff. So yeah, have you guys seen Garbage Warrior before?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so this was in the movie him fighting the state legislature in New Mexico for like 8 years. This is the testing site he eventually won. So he was fighting for 200 acres. He only won 2 acres.
So this has never been finished?
So this is still not finished, it's being working on. They're in the process of connecting this building here on the right, this building that's halfway buried here, and you can't really see it from here, but there's a building on the far side over there, and they want to have a massive Earthship that'll house 25 to 30 people.
Okay. So like an apartment building?
Exactly.
Okay.
And what they're going to do is they're going to connect all of them with a wide greenhouse space, so you can like ride bicycles, you know. More than the personal home, he was dreaming to create cities of Earthships, you know, 500 visitor centers all interconnected with highways of bicycles, no more infrastructure, you wouldn't need water lines, power lines, there'd be enough food. He said in a city scenario it would have to be 50% greenhouse plant space, 50% living space for the people.
So that was actually one of my very first reactions, especially viscerally, that like there's no community space or play space. They don't, probably I'm sure the people living here are a bit more eccentric, but would still want to be connected to each other, and it doesn't seem like it's a united space.
Yeah, and it's really, you know, a lot of people come here thinking that same thing, and you realize that it's almost like your typical suburban neighborhood just with Earthships.
Right.
You do have some people who take self-sustainability very seriously and they'll trade with each other and that kind of thing, but there's no communal space. We're hoping to get that in the near future. Like I said before, it's not a profitable company. He's told me that he barely just gets by with the company.
Because I'm really interested in building communities. I personally am less interested in the physical aspect, like I wouldn't do it myself, but just how you can build communal spaces.
Right.
Especially with people who are oriented in this direction.
Definitely.
And so I would think of it, it can only be a circle because they all have to be self-facing, but
Sure.
rough, like a loose circle with community center, farming area.
Yeah, I think it's a really good idea.
Yeah.
And I hope to see that here in the community one day.
Would love to.
So this will be eventually connected and enclosed. That right now is the student classroom over there. That's where our students get our lectures and stuff from Mike Reynolds and other teachers. This will be a gray water cell bed eventually, and I believe this is going to be bathrooms and showers here. And already, you know, the other buildings already have bathrooms and showers, so this will be for this building, I believe.
Oh yeah, this is the one that I wanted to see.
Yeah.
For sure.
So how
Yes, this is
cool. What do you do?
Oh man.
Oh my heavens.
Still smells like rotted Chinese cabbage in here.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry about the smell, guys.
Like what?
We had this Chinese cabbage that rotted, and it
We wouldn't have noticed if you didn't say anything.
it can smell pretty funky. At least for the past 2 days, it has.
This is cool. I don't know if the camera is going to capture like how big this is.
Hopefully, it looks like a nice camera. So.
What is this space intended for then?
So this will be kind of like Mike was really hoping that, you know, people come here, work for the company for about 3 days or so, and then you get to have your own private room for free as long as you did some work trade to the deal.
This takes away my hatred of the idea of working in an office.
Yeah, right.
If this was your office.
So this building, it's definitely that. So yeah, this building has 5 rooms. Each one would fit 1 to 2 people each. Unfortunately, I won't be able to take you inside any of the rooms. I'm really sorry about that. We have employees living in here, and I don't want to intrude on their privacy.
It's okay.
People living in here now?
What's that?
There's people living here now?
Up there. Upstairs.
Kate, are you here? She's not here.
So these big massive columns, like this one, obviously has had some sculpturing done to it, but like the can columns there that support the huge walls.
Right.
What? Obviously, those are not just cans.
No,
what's the structural support in there?
That's steel rebar and chicken wire.
With concrete?
With concrete.
It's poured solid?
I believe so.
Okay. Do you know if they use the can walls to actually make the form for the concrete, or is that just added after the cylinders are poured?
The cans are added as, and you know, this is a unique building. I haven't really learned about what is inside these columns. I'm guessing. But yeah, the cans are used as extra fillers, so you spend less on cement and that kind of thing. Why they would, if it is filled totally solid, you know, on the interior, why would they put cans around that? So, you know, I'm not too sure. Maybe it's not poured solid all the way through. I don't know how that works.
Well, like in traditional construction, they would either, like that lath stuff is one way to do it, but typically they would use like either a cardboard or a steel cylinder, and then put rebar in it and then pour it.
Okay.
And then your decorative stuff gets wrapped around the outside.
Okay,
But
so that makes sense. So
I would imagine that's not like that. Or maybe they use the cans as the form.
they could have used the cans as the form. We do that a lot where we use the cans as the form. I do know that there is rebar and chicken wire in there. So
Cool. Very cool.
So yeah, this will be a kitchen area here.
Cooling tube?
Yeah, this is going to be a cooling tube here. It's not functional right now.
It's actually pretty cool in here now.
Yeah, it's pretty comfortable. It doesn't even have the double layered greenhouse going on, so it'll be even more comfortable when we eventually get that double layered greenhouse.
And those are the vents that aren't even in yet.
Yeah, yep. Eventually they'll be counterweighted and dropped by a rope, and you'll be able to open it up right from the ground here.
Cool. This is bizarre.
It's definitely,
Like the best possible way, right?
Yes.
It's
it's
fun
very
to go
neat.
back to experimenting with the funky shapes and stuff.
And that would be like all of 30 feet tall, that wall.
It could be, yeah.
It's pretty damn tall.
Yeah, it's pretty tall.
What does it look like up? I mean, just descriptive wise, what does it look like up there?
Looks like a network of different hive rooms or
Exactly.
something.
Yeah.
Man, if only I could call Kate. One time I was like, Kate, you here? And I was like, all right, let's just go up real quick.
She's
and then
sleeping.
she came inside, and I was like, no. And then that's when she put the please do not enter sign up.
Busted.
Yeah.
So is this going to be like a basement?
So this is going to be another private room. Right now it's just storage.
Okay.
You can go in here. I mean, this is, and I can check if that other room is unlocked.
I think it's too
So
dark.
that I can take you guys.
Yeah, it's way too dark. Oh, it's a dome room. Oh, shit. Bond beam.
So yeah, if you want to check out one of the more completed rooms,
Okay.
the ones upstairs are even more completed than the ones downstairs.
That is just massive.
Yeah, I was about to say let's just quickly go up, but I don't want to get on her nerves again.
Well, you know, we're in favor of it.
You know, maybe she wouldn't mind if we just showed you guys the kitchen right there. Let me just look out this door, see if she's around.
This is cool. I just like how it's very, very, very unique, this one.
It looks like a castle.
Yeah, it's just like
cool.
how many places in the world could you go to see this? And also, why not? That's my opinion. Like, he is such a genius in all he's done, more so than anything because of the power, his perseverance and power behind it.
Yeah, if you want to
The
just
actual
really fast check
actual-
out the kitchen and everything. Let's see if there's any lights. I know there's some lights somewhere.
That's okay.
It's like super comfy.
Yeah, so this is kind of her makeshift kitchen. This is not finished by any means. The wall, you can still see has the scratches, so they're going to be putting extra coats on there and finishing that. The floor is not even in yet.
So this is 3 or 4 stories, the whole thing.
This, well, I mean, this is kind of like a mid-level, and then there's another. I mean, I've always equated it as the second story,
Yeah.
but I guess technically there's almost 3 levels.
And you just go ahead.
Concrete floors.
Concrete floors. And,
Cool.
Yeah, I guess to stay safe, I'll only take you through this room here. There's the other one at the bottom I can take you in. I found out it was unlocked.
This is bizarre.
But yeah, eventually, you know, when the deck's finished above us, it'll be flowers and plants dangling down. It's gonna look totally different when it's finished. Especially since the past, 5 or so years, 6 years they've been working on this. It's been so spontaneous, the designs and changes that they've done. And the reason why there's no work being done right now, it's been about 1.5 years of no work on this building. The governor is trying to shut it down. Susana Martinez is trying to shut it down, and possibly she wants it demolished. She's voiced her opinion.
Why not, do you think?
I really don't have, she sent Mike a personal message. She sent Mike a personal message about a month ago and said that the site, experimental testing site, is extremely dangerous and we're endangering all of you guys right now. She made us put up a bunch of warning signs. She said that we're offering no positive benefits from our experimentation. And at the end of her letter, she personally told Mike to cease and desist. It was the craziest letter I've ever seen.
Pretty myopic.
The other governor that let us do this, he was all for it, but he calls it a regime change. We got a new governor and she is in the process of she just despises Earthships. But nobody in New Mexico likes her anyway. So.
Well, that's why I asked you about some of the construction stuff, because, depending on how you make columns like that, it could be pushing the limits of...
Sure.
I mean, it would be pushing the limits of a can wall. There's no way that's a can wall.
Right.
There's other stuff inside.
Yeah, there's definitely stuff inside. Yeah, I don't think they would have...
But for most people, they just look at it and they're like, wow, this guy's building stuff out of beer cans that's 4 stories high.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, exactly. And we still to this day have never had a building, at least that I know of, that collapsed or imploded.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that there was anything wrong with it.
Yeah. No, but I can see where, where an average person would come from, Are those cans holding up? But yeah, you can come check this out if you want.
Cool floor.
Yeah. No, yeah, the bottle caps, and it's pretty sweet.
Different temperature in here as well.
Oh, yeah.
This is like very comfortable and homey.
Mm-hmm. I believe someone does part-time live here, so I don't want to mess up her stuff. But yeah, I mean,
significantly different temperature.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something we're experimenting with this building, I didn't mention outside. You'll notice that there was no back berm. And we kind of doubled this almost as a shared living situation, but we almost wanted to double it as like an urban situation where like an apartments for an urban area. They probably wouldn't allow us to have a big berm on the back of a building.
Mm-hmm.
So what we did instead was we made the walls twice as thick with tires to try and mimic the stable air temperature of the berm.
So it's 2 layers of tires?
Two rounds of
and
tires.
this is just a bunch of U-shapes? Or round?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's more roundish. But yeah, I didn't really get to see the base structure before they added the rooms and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's without the berm, it's working pretty well. The more thermal mass you have stored in the darkness on a hot day like this, the nice and cooler your temperature of your building is. So yeah, basically for the past year and a half, no work has been done on the building. So, and we really don't know when we're going to be able to continue. They have us locked in a pretty intense legal situation right now. We had 5 years.
Waste of human energy.
It is, and we're wasting a lot of money and energy into those political battles that we have to fight instead of. So Mike pretty much, he went to Indonesia and he bought a 30-year lease off the coast of Colombia, and he's going to be recreating his Eve experimental
Sri Lanka?
city.
Not Colombo. Oh, I thought you said Colombo. Excuse me.
No, sorry, Colombia. Yeah, South America. So
Colombia.
he's basically taking these shared living city Earthship type scenarios to other countries because it's way easier to experiment there.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So, which is cool. So he'll be able to experiment and then come back with some good information.
So a personal question, but it's just like an opinion off the record for me.